In today's rather massive video, I combined 3 days of railfanning into one. Specifically, these dates. Our first day would be on September 26th, where I'd get 2 heads-ups. Number 1 being an OCS train tied down in Ogden Yard right outside the Frontrunner station. And another one being 2 heritage units, specifically 1982 and 1989, are on INPOA, intermodal from North Platte, Nebraska to Oakland, California, with 1982 in the lead. Luckily, I had this day off, so I decided to go out for both of them. Immediately after arriving to Ogden, I would see the OCS tied down, with UP 1616 trailing second. This would be UP 1616's first time in Utah, with the new paint of course, because this is XSD70M 4015. I would also see a tied down frontrunner, this consisting of a doubleheader with MP 3620 and 18. After that, I would jump onto this frontrunner going to Roy, which is where I'd be catching INPOA. Not too long after arriving into Roy, we would catch the LUJ 41, or Union Pacific's Freeport Local. This would consist of UP 539 leading. We would then catch a couple frontrunners before INPOA arrived. Our first frontrunner would consist of MP 36-4 leading, the next one consisting of Cab Car 102 leading, another northbound frontrunner with MP 36-1 leading, and finally a cab car leading southbound with 109 leading. Being nearly 2 hours earlier, INPOA rolled through Roy, climbing the grade at Throttle 8. This consisting of 1982 in the lead, the Missouri Pacific Heritage Unit, and 1989 the Rio Grande Heritage Unit, acting as the mid-DPU. This train also met a northbound frontrunner. After that train, I decided to make my way down to the Gentile Street Railroad crossing for the frontrunner doubleheader, which was about to depart Ogden. Not too long later, after arriving into Layton, I would see the doubleheader passing the Gentile Railroad crossing, this heading southbound to Provo with Cab Car 104 leading. After that, I would stay an extra hour and unfortunately didn't see any freight trains, just front runners. After a couple front runners, I decided to call it a day. The next day, I'd be at Cecil Junction for a Amtrak genset of all things. Now, originally, this was going to pass me at 2 p.m., and then it got stuck in Elko, Nevada until 11 p.m., so we didn't catch it. However, we did catch 2 trains while at Cecil Junction. Our first of 2 trains was the Brigham City Local, or LUS 48, this containing UP 4970 leading. And even though the crossing was a no-horn zone, the crew did a sequence for here, so that was kinda cool. Our next train would be a California-bound grain train with UP 8075 leading, heading westbound. The next day, I'd be back at Cecil Junction. This time for the OCS train I saw Ogden Central Station as it was departing heading to Sparks, Nevada. Now unfortunately, they replaced 1616 with an AC44, so oh well. Anyways, after MOGPD departed Ogden Yard, which I sadly missed, the OCS train, or POGSP, departed Ogden Yard at around 9 a.m., this consisting UP 5898 leading. Not too long after the OCS train departed, a Lathrop, California to Chicago, Illinois Global 2Z train arrived into Ogden Yard for a crew change, this consisting of UP 7848 leading. After a short crew change, the train departed. After this train, I decided to call it a day. This would conclude this video, so if you excuse me, I'm going to go scream at a wall now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.